Well, folks, some bad news coming out of Clemson, South Carolina for their star quarterback. We'll get right to that after the bumper. What is up, everybody? It's your boy. Happy Thursday to everybody. Breaking news here. Apparently, star quarterback Goldilocks himself for the Clemson Tigers has tested positive for the coronavirus. This is terrible news for the Clemson Tigers, and it's not necessarily terrible news because of the game this weekend. They're playing Boston College this weekend, which isn't a terrible team. But Clemson's thin at quarterback right now. Tyson Pumachan, I believe, has an injured hand. It's not in his throwing hand. I think it's in his left hand. Either way, he's injured. I think he has a broken or fractured finger or something along those lines. Hand, I don't know. This was bound to happen. What we have to rely on now is DJ Uiagalelei, the five-star freshman from California. High expectations for DJ. Never started a game before. But the real question here is not necessarily how will Clemson perform against Boston College. I think they can still get the job done against Boston College at home on Halloween. November 7th, which is just 9 days from now, Clemson travels to South Bend to play what will most likely be a top 5 matchup, depending on what Notre Dame does this week against their opponent. And that's a tough game. If Trevor Lawrence isn't available for that game, that is very bad news for Clemson. And again, I don't know the depth of the quarterback position right now for Clemson. I think it's DJ is next on deck. This was inevitable. I cannot say I'm surprised about this. Are you? I mean, let's be honest here. So this is the highest profile player, I guess, to test positive and miss some games. This would be equivalent of Mac Jones or Kyle Trask or Justin Fields, the best player on the team for any of these top tier teams. But what we did see last week with Wisconsin's backup quarterback came in and played lights out, and everyone's up in arms about how great this kid looks. And Wisconsin's finally got a quarterback. Then he comes down with COVID. Then the backup comes down with COVID. This was just inevitable. This is just the first. This might be the first and highest profile player. It will not be the last between now and December or whatever 19th when they play conference championships and into January when they play the playoffs. If we get that far, which I think we will. So I'm not surprised about this. Obviously, not good news for Clemson. I'm sure everyone out there. I'm sure you have a lot of people out there. The Clemson haters out there that are happy to see this happen. These are the same people that cheer when you have an ACL tear. These are scumbags, basically, that like to see this happen. Possibly the best player in football out for the foreseeable future, at least this week for sure. I don't know the ACC rule. I believe it's similar to the SEC rule, which the SEC rule, I believe, is if you have a positive test, you then have to have 3 negative tests in a 72-hour period, which is what we saw with Nick Saban, right? That's why he was able to be on the sideline that week that he tested positive for COVID. So anyway, no matter which way you slice it, that puts him out for sure against Boston College this week. Will that leave him out next week? Unless he has 3 negative tests in a row, he's going to be quarantined through next week, I would believe. So I don't know. And if Trevor Lawrence isn't on hand in South Bend, that is a problem for the Clemson Tigers. There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. So I'll keep you updated as I hear stuff. And you can keep me updated if you hear stuff. See y'all later. Pixie and Pete is checking out.